Thanks for coming back to the Hags Overlanding channel. In this video, we're going to do some touch-up on some of my cast iron things. And in fact, I'm going to open one up here and put some new seasoning on it to get it started. Let's get into it. I've got some tools I'm going to use here. Copper scrubby that's been used before. A drill brush, a wire brush for the drill, both flat and cupped, and a hand brush if I need it. I've got my nice drill here. Well, I've got my drill here. These have been in the house, so not too bad. I can scrub some of this stuff here off. We'll see what that takes. This one looks like it was sitting on top for years, so it's got a bunch of other debris on it. This one hasn't been used at all. In fact, I just took the label out of it recently, so it might just get some of a little bit of wire brush, and the outside doesn't look too bad. The inside just needs a little bit of a touch. Cast iron here, we've seen that in the pizza episode a long time ago now, but it's got some heavier stuff that needs to be taken off and reseasoned. We'll get into that. To start, I'm going to put one of the brushes into my drill. I think I'm going to put these welding gloves. Well, these welding gloves came out of my cast iron kit. I use them because things get hot, just for safety today. I'm going to start off with these little ones I found recently because, well, they don't go with me very often, but they're a good example of what it can do. Suppose I can run it backwards for some of that. Oh, maybe not. I'm not going to get too aggressive with it. That looks a heck of a lot better than it did. Pull this copper sponge here. These look like they're from a Skookie kit. Skillet cookie I bought 8-9 years ago. The second one looks like it just needs a slight rub out. I don't see any surface rust on it. But we're going to get a bit more aggressive on the back of it here. That's a heck of a lot better than it was. Alright. Now this new pan that I haven't used in a while has got some surface rust in it. Otherwise it doesn't look too horrible. This one I believe is a Lodge. Yep. And the lid, I'm not too worried about the outside here. That's all from charcoal, but I am going to give it a quick cleanup. Part I'm going to worry about the most is this part right here with the surface rust, definite surface rust on it. That's much better. I'm not going to get too aggressive with it because I can season that back up and make it so much better. Now for the deep part. When I see here one of my upcoming things on the Kootenai Camping page, Dutch oven stand. There are some little bits here I'm just going to touch. And overall the outside looks pretty good. Just a little dirty from some of the briquettes. Let's take these gloves off here for a minute. This gift from my brother and sister-in-law, and I never have actually used it yet. It's been a couple of years since they've given it to me. I just haven't found the time, unfortunately. That'll soon change, I hope. Looks like it's got... Well, let's just open this the right way. brownie mix. I'm definitely going to try that. I don't know if I can do that in camp, but we'll give it a try. I'm going to save this flap off the box because, well, it's got the actual recipe on it for doing it quote unquote correctly. Here's some popping outside. That's not shooting, although I am in Montana. That's just the neighbor's getting his garage built. Interesting little spatula. I guess it's not a spatula, but I can't remember what they're called at the moment. For the cast itself, that looks like everything in there. Let's get this off to the side here. Okay, for the cast little skillet itself, this one has apparently never been seasoned. So we're going to do some fresh seasoning on it, and since it's been in the house, there's no surface rust on it. It's been in an unopened package. It looks actually pretty good. We'll just start with the fresh seasoning. Alright, for these I think we're good here. I'm going to leave these tools, take my gloves, we'll put the brownie mix to the side for now, just see what we do with it. In fact, I'll stuff it in the galley here. And now we're going to go back over to the outdoor kitchen at the headquarters here, and we'll start getting these seasoned up. I'll meet you over there. Alright, I'm going to do this in the barbecue. Before I go get the rest of the stuff, I'm going to get this preheating. Alright, looks like we've got all three burners going. Let's get that good and hot. Alright, I don't have a specific temperature I'm using here. One of the things I've seen says 350, but we'll see where it goes. I'm going to be using one of several methods here. The one I like from Cowboy Can't Rollin' says to use avocado oil. He uses either avocado or olive, and he's been using a lot of avocado lately. And avocado is just what I happen to see on the shelf, so that's what we're going to use. I'm going to start with this pan here, this pan down here. I don't have as much room on this porch as I did in my garage. We're going to wipe a layer of oil into it. It doesn't take a whole lot. It takes a little bit more than that though. That's probably way too much. Wipe a layer of oil into it. I want to concentrate mostly on this inside, the actual cooking surface. So I'm also going to put some on the outside here just to make sure it stays good and preserved. To make sure I don't get any funny taste from this pooling in here, I'm going to put the cooking surface down right on the grate. We'll do the next one. And now for the one that's never been seasoned before. We'll let those come up to some temperature, get the seasoning going. I'm going to start cleaning up some of the other ones. I'll do those just all off video, just so, well, that's just a lot of what I was doing a minute ago. So, we'll see you back here when these are up to temperature. Okay, these are up to temperature and doing pretty good. So I'm going to pull them off to cool. Ooh, a little hot actually. Treat the surface with some more vegetable oil. Yeah, I might have to get the silicone glove out of the kitchen. In fact, I might consider getting some silicone gloves to put in my kit just because of this, but I think I'm going to do that. Right back. Alright. Got the silicone glove. I don't have the dexterity with these ones that I do with my welding gloves, but I think for what I'm doing here, taking them off the heat might be a little bit better. Yeah, I definitely don't transfer the heat as fast. The important part about the temperature is getting the oil up to a temperature where it'll polymerize and create a bond with the pan. Okay, take the crab glove off. Because these are cool for now. Keep forgetting this one's cool and I can touch it. Might not be so much for the next step. Okay, I'm going to set it on close to this edge as I can get it. Fold this towel around now so it doesn't lint out on me. And we'll do the inside of the big Dutch oven, this Dutch oven. Alright, well, let's let this one come up to temperature, and you know, I may not be doing this exactly right compared to, say, somebody else's ancient way of doing it, and I've done a lot of video watching and reading about cleaning and seasoning cast iron. This is kind of a conglomeration of what I've seen. The most important part being temperature, getting the pan good and hot, oil it with oil on it, hot enough to create a good polymer bond, letting it cool down naturally. I'm not putting it in the fridge or anything like that, just let it cool down naturally. And we're going to do it a couple more times for each of these. And I've got a couple more a bigger griddle and another Dutch oven I'm going to season up as well. And let these come up to temperature and we'll get those ones done. Alright, I'm back. It's been a little bit. Got the crab claw glove on again. Take this one off the heat. Rather, oh, yes! Holy taco's good and warm. Sounds like they're getting ready to lift some joists for the neighbor's garage, so we'll just talk over it. Well, that's almost too warm. I'll let that cool down a little bit. Looks like if I do this again, I need to come up with some heavier lint-free cloth. These, they don't build paper towels like they used to. Alright, so we've got that Dutch oven done. I'm still letting these, I've still got a ways to cool. They're on the non-heated side, but I'm going to let them keep cooling down naturally. Not much longer. I'm going to let them come back and let them and put another coating on them. In the meantime, I've got a griddle and another Dutch oven that I have cleaned up, and I'm going to get them ready to go here. I think all these are cool enough. I'm going to go ahead with one more coating. The big griddle and the two Dutch ovens, I'm just going to go with a single coat because I didn't have to take much off of them. I just had to knock down some surface stuff. Of course, all these are going to get better the more they get used. And these aren't taking nearly as much oil as they did earlier. It's already got one good coat on them. Alright, we're going to let these ones come up to temperature. When they do, I'm going to come out and re-oil them, let them cool down naturally. Then I think they're ready to be put back in the kit. Alright, well, at the temperature, all these burners are off. Pull out some more paper towel here. See if I can burn myself one more time. Alright, well, if these cool down here and take care of a couple other tasks, and we'll be back in the shop and go over the last little bit of this. Back in the shop, all these have basically cooled down to a handleable temperature. The last step in my process here is, well, I'm just going to wipe off the excess oil so it doesn't just sit on there and go rancid. This Skooky one, well, that's what it's called, Skooky. I've had for years. It and its mate. It might be a good one to use to get some redemption on my cookie video. Might have to try that again later this season, just to see what I can end up doing. It was suggested to me that somewhere around here we have a small pizza stone that I could use, but I don't know how that'll survive in the back of the camper on a trail, or the back of the teardrop on a trail. So we'll see what I come up with there. Now this one, we're dropping lint, so it's time to change paper towels. This one's for that Hershey's brownie thing. I'm not ready to experiment with cooking brownie over a campfire yet. We'll see how that comes out, and I might just make it in the oven just because. Maybe we'll do a short on that, see how it turns out. It's something a little more powerful than breathing on it. There we go. This small pan, well, it's going to stay in my collection, but I don't use it a whole awful lot, mostly because of its size. This griddle, you didn't see me clean up, but it's an Ozark Trail griddle I bought a few years ago for an event, and I've just kind of kept it around since then. But we're going to make sure my cast stays in good shape and keep it working. Now, of course, the more I get out to use these, the better shape it's going to stay in. And I hope to do more of that, especially this season. I've got lots of plans for that. You can see this one's got lots of standing oil on it, so we'll just wipe it all down. Now with all these ridges, I gotta go grab another towel that's lint free, but not as delicate as a paper towel. Probably should have started with these towels to begin with, but of course my favorite Dutch oven. Pull the lid off here. And of course this one's my favorite because it's got the lid that when used with the camp-made system doesn't have a deep side on it like this one, so it's easy to slide a pizza on and off of it. And since it's all cooled down, All the oil is going to polymerize onto it, make that protective layer polymerized on it. Just wiping off the excess so it doesn't have a chance to go rancid. This Dutch oven, I haven't used very often, but once or twice maybe. But this is why I don't typically use it for on the trail, because this shallow pan here makes it tough for doing a pizza on. Alright, ready to go for several more trips. I may not do it the same way as, well, many other people. I've watched lots of videos, like I said. I've read lots about it. I've even followed some instructions on different implements on how to do it. But this is what's always worked for me. Kept things working nice and slippery. And of course, these are only going to get better with use. And like I said, I plan to get out more and use them more. I may not bring all of it with me. A lot of this will probably stay back for bigger family type trips, because solo, I don't need a 2-foot griddle. One Dutch oven works fine, especially if I'm just making a pizza on that trip. That being said, I'm ready to go again. Thanks for joining me on this video where I re-seasoned a lot of my cast iron to get it ready to go for the season. If you got any use out of what I did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And if you can, while you're there, subscribe to the channel and share it around. We'll get to, maybe somebody else can get some use out of it. Thanks for joining me on the Hags Overlanding channel. Hope to see you out on the trail.